Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream on a Monday for a change. It's the 12th of August, 7:35 p.m. mainland Spain, 6:35 in the Canaries, and also here in Portugal. And the usual live stream today, looking at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press, some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers, and also into the chat section in the second half of the live stream to see what is happening in that chat section. So if you are there this evening, say hello in the chat section. Now, straight into the news, and this article here, the Paralysis of Olympics, Spain, a high-level model under scrutiny, and the still unreachable goal 3 decades later. Spain's Olympic result is disappointing. The temptation is the talk of failure given the expectations that were created, but the exact word is paralysis. With 18 medals, Spain remains within the range of 15 to 20 medals it has achieved since the Barcelona Games 32 years ago. The 22 medals from then, including 13 gold, remain a record that could not be broken in Paris, despite having the second largest delegation in history, 383 athletes, only surpassed by the 1992 delegation, where being the host allowed for 422 participants. The first justification for these poor results is always the investment in high-level sports, which depends on the state and usually pits the national federations and the Spanish Olympic Committee against the highest sports council. Alejandro Blanco reiterated yesterday the need to allocate more funds. So the head of the Spanish Olympic Committee wants more cash. The medal tally the Spanish medal tally from the recent Olympic Games that finished up yesterday, of course, with the closing ceremony, which left a lot of people with their jaws open, enjoying the spectacle of that event, of course. Tom Cruise flying in and making it even more of a spectacle and handing the baton over to Los Angeles, I think, who will be the next Olympic host city. But Spain not happy. And as we saw there with that medal tally and the blame being passed around, why aren't we winning more medals? The Spanish is saying. And apparently there were lots of 4th and 5th places, so they picked up certificates, I think. I think you get a certificate if you finish outside of the gold, silver, or bronze. And so lots of medals, lots of certificates, but not many medals. And that's what people are saying. Why didn't we win more? Why did Uzbekistan get more gold medals than us? That's the question. So failing. So we'll see if there's an improvement before the next Olympics in 2028 when it comes to Spain. Second piece of news here, and the summer heat wave pounds traditionally cooler northern Spain. The 4th summer heat wave has hit Spain in recent days, with northern regions of the country sweltering in abnormally high temperatures of over 40 degrees Celsius on Sunday. Temperatures soared over the weekend across Spain, but especially in the traditionally cooler northern Cantabrian Sea area, triggering extreme risk alerts in the regions of Cantabria and the Basque Country. Weather service AEMET said people wore hats and cooled themselves with fans in the Basque Country's Bilbao, one of the worst affected cities. It's too hot. You can't just be in the streets, neither at the beach, Josefa Castillo told Reuters. Patrick Heremans, a Belgian tourist, was shocked by the heat. We're unused to this kind of temperature, but we're going to the museum today where there's air conditioning, he said. Spain's health ministry told people to drink water, protect themselves against the sun, and pay particular attention to the young and the elderly, the people, of course, that are most at risk during these extreme temperatures in Spain and parts of the country, as we saw there. The northern part of the country, the northern, or the top of the country, basically, that doesn't normally get these extreme temperatures, but at the weekend, it was hot, hot, hot in Bilbao, so no escape from the heat. Doesn't matter where you're going this year. Lots of people would have headed north to try to escape the heat, but no relief there. And the Belgian tourist, as we saw there, doing it tough in Bilbao. But luckily, he's got the Guggenheim with the air conditioning on, where he can sit for a few hours, I suppose, and get out of that heat. So very, very hot in the north of the country, and people are not used to it. But I've seen in the comment section that today, even in some parts of England, it's or the UK, it's very, very hot, very, very hot. I think Wales was mentioned also as being hot today. So unusual. Third piece of news here, and Vodafone and Jazztel are the telcos in Spain that received the most complaints. Digi and Pepephone the fewest. In 2023, Vodafone and Jazztel once again claimed the dubious title of being the telecommunications companies that received the most complaints from their customers. The former, now under the control of the British fund Zegona, accumulated the majority of complaints related to converged internet and mobile phone packages, while Jazztel, part of the MasOrange group, received the most complaints for mobile-only plans, according to data from the annual report of the Telecommunications User Support Office. On the opposite end, Digi and Pepephone were the brands that received the fewest complaints. This office, which is part of the Ministry for Digital Transformation and Public Administration, received a total of 13,584 complaints in 2023, a 10% decrease compared to those received in 2022, indicating an improvement in customer service across the various companies. So there we go. If you're in Spain or planning a move to Spain, looking to get your telecommunications sorted out, might be a good idea to avoid the two mentioned in the headline there, Vodafone and Jazztel. I was a Vodafone customer for many years, but I couldn't stand them any longer. One of the worst companies I've ever had to deal with, especially when it comes to customer support. Absolutely shocking. I was a customer of Vodafone, and they would still ring me asking for me to join the group. And I said, but I'm already a customer. Do you not know that? And nobody seemed to understand why I was still getting calls from that company. So I switched to another one of the companies mentioned there, Digi, and haven't looked back with Digi. I think I pay around €50 a month for 2 mobiles, internet connection, fast internet connection. I don't want television. You can get television now, smart TVs. You can connect with, Chromebooks or other things like that. So you don't need to get a television package, in my opinion, anymore, unless you want football, of course, but there's other ways to do that. So keep away from those two companies. There would be my recommendation if you don't want to be complaining constantly for your service. But maybe it is the case that you're with those companies and haven't had a problem. But my experience with Vodafone particularly was terrible. Comments now. Meat, money, milk, misplaced anger. Direct this anger at the mayors, city council folks, and the presidents. Did the tourists raise the rents and the mortgages in Spain? Are the tourists controlling the wages in Spain? Yeah, thanks, Meat Money. Obviously, the answer is no to those questions that you posed there, and it is misplaced anger. But of course, tourists are easy targets. We saw some people protesting yesterday at the beach in Mallorca, where German tourists were present, and a valued member, Paul Gerard, sent through some articles today saying that the German press is onto this, and some people are not happy. What would Germans be complaining if people from Mallorca went to Germany on holiday? Probably not. But they're getting their holidays interrupted by pesky protesters who want to take their beaches back, was the slogan that we saw yesterday. We want to take our beaches back. We want our beaches for ourselves. We don't want foreigners ruining our beaches and overcrowding our beaches. And that's who they're protesting against directly, where they should be protesting, as Meat Money points out there, and as many people have mentioned, myself included, protest directly to the governments in question, and let the tourists enjoy their well-earned holiday. That would be my advice, but who's going to listen to me? Another one here from Paul Gerard, who I just mentioned. If you're not satisfied with the service in restaurants, shops, etc., ask for the hoja de reclamaciones. By law, they have to have this. Fill it out, even in English, if you wish. You will receive a copy of it. I think it's the yellow one. Take some pictures or video if you do wish. Thanks, Paul Gerard. We saw yesterday somebody saying that they believe they were ripped off for two small beers in Elche and Alicante, paying $5.50 each. I think the price was $5.50 each. Don't quote me on that, or maybe that was for both of them. Don't know. I think it was for both actually, but still expensive for two small beers. Normally, you would pay in some parts of the country $1.50 for a small beer, maybe $1.60, maybe $1.80 max, but not the prices that were mentioned yesterday. And Paul Gerard pointing out that if you are not happy with the service that you receive, or you think that you're getting ripped off in a bar, restaurant, or any other business in Spain, there is the hoja de reclamaciones, which is a complaint sheet. Basically, in English it would be, but it's a little bit complicated, the system, because you have to ask for it in the first place. So maybe your Spanish is not good enough to ask for it. Maybe you have to point at the sign and say, I want that. Then you have to fill it in. You get a copy for yourself. The restaurant or bar or whoever the offender is gets a copy for themselves, and then you have to take the copy to the official body in the autonomous community that you are in. So if you're in Madrid, you have to go to the place specifically for this in Madrid, Balearic Islands, Canaries, Andalusia, wherever you are in Spain, there's a different office, and that's where you have to go to. So a little bit complicated in that regard, especially if you don't speak the old lingo in Spain. If you don't hablas español, you could be in a bit of strife with that. But it is a way that you can vent your anger or your complaints towards these places. But as I said, bureaucratic. Another one here from Mr. Jip. I used to live at the beach myself. We had the same sentiments against tourists taking over our beach during the summer, but it was not our beach. It's for everyone to enjoy, same as lakes, mountains, etc. Thanks, Mr. Jip, for that, and I couldn't have put it better myself. The beaches do not belong to anybody. The beaches belong to everybody who happens to be in that place at any given time. Whether you're a local, you might think that it's your beach, but it's not. In Australia, we've had problems with surfers who think that it's their beach, and they get into fights with people that are from the outside coming in, and it's an ugly sight basically because it doesn't belong to them. They have this sense of possession, which is obviously wrong. And that's what's happening now in some parts of Spain with these locals saying that it's our beach, we want our beaches back, tourists go home. But the tourists are there on holiday, paying their hotels, paying for their accommodation, and paying for the right to be on the island of Mallorca or Ibiza or Gran Canaria or Tenerife, and using the services, beaches included. So thank you very much for that, Mr. Jip. I think it was there, Mr. Jip. Well said. That's all I'm going to say. One here from Laka. I already decided to avoid Spain in the summers due to the heat and tourist throngs. Looks like I made the right choice. I can totally understand Spaniards not wanting tourist crowds taking over their neighbourhoods, gentrifying, etc. Just hope they won't mind spring, autumn visitors. Thanks, Laka or Loka. I don't think people will be protesting in the spring or autumn. As I mentioned the other day, people start to go into hibernation, all of these protesters, for the getting ready for the winter months, and they'll probably pop out, late spring, early summer when they start to see the tourists coming again. Probably better to avoid Spain if you can, if you have the choice. Some people don't have the choice. They might only have holidays in July or August, and therefore they want to go to the beach. Spain is the choice. But if you can avoid it, I would recommend going to places like Spain or these other popular European tourist destinations outside of the peak season. It's cheaper, places are not as crowded, and the locals are not as hostile. So thanks, Locker, for that, and enjoy your trip to Spain in the periods that you mentioned. Another one here from Ray, valued member. The reason for the murky water in southern Spain is because the Atlantic mixes with the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks, Ray, for that. That's obviously talking about the beaches down there in Malaga, how the water is probably not as crystal clear as it is in some parts of Alicante or the Valencian community, or the north of Catalonia, where the beaches are crystal clear blue waters, Mediterranean, where it meets the Atlantic, not so. So thanks, Ray, for pointing that one out. And I'm going to put it out there, the beaches in Malaga, in my opinion, some beaches that I've seen there, leave a little bit to be desired. Leave a little bit to be desired with the quality of the sand. Sometimes you get these pebble beaches, which are not my favourite either, and the quality of the water. And when you get lots of people swimming at the same time, get this film of sunscreen on top, which is also a little bit disgusting. Another one here from L. You should do more food reviews. You are good. Thanks, El, for the compliment. I'm planning on doing more food reviews. Of course, I put some food videos out recently in short form, both on YouTube and Instagram. Doing quite well, I will say. Tried a sandwich the other day here in Portugal called the bifana, which was tasty, I will say. I want to go back and have another one if I can. I wanted to go back today, but my son wouldn't let me. And I want to try some more food, but sometimes I forget to film because I get stuck into the meal and forget to even take the camera sometimes. So if I remember to take the camera and I'm in the situation where I can film another food video, short form I think is the best form for this type of video, I will do it. Thank you very much for the compliment. And the last comment here from Dan. I spent a month in Spain last October. I have to tell you, I'm a little irritated at the Spanish. I mean, okay, I'm an older adult, but I don't think it's appropriate for them to always refer to me as señor. So a little bit of comedy to end the comment section today. A joke there from Dan. And I must say, Dan, well written. Good grammar, good punctuation. Thank you very much for taking care of the way that you write. And thanks for the joke also there, being called Señor everywhere he went, and taking it as an insult rather than a compliment. But it's a joke. It's a joke. Now, into the chat section I'm going to go in just a tick. I'm going to put the like icon on the screen. Here it is. If you haven't hit the like icon yet, please do so. Just below the video, you'll find it. So we're currently sitting at 192 people watching. So a few haven't hit the like button. So if you can do that now, please. I've got to say thanks to people that have supported the channel in recent times, whether it's through the super thanks option. I saw one come through just a minute ago. People that have bought me a coffee. Harry yesterday bought me a coffee. Harry up there in Edinburgh, up there in Scotland, bought me a coffee. Thanks, Harry, for that. Longer term supporters on Patreon, and also the channel members that have that little star next to their name. Thank you very much for that support. People that want to get in contact with me, you can do it here at spainspeaks@gmail.com, or you can get in contact with me through social media platforms as well. For example, Instagram or Twitter, if you like, Facebook. But I'm a little bit slow getting back to messages on Facebook because I don't open my Facebook very often. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel also if you can. If you're not subscribed, you'll see the button will be red. But if you are subscribed, it will turn grey. And also don't forget to turn on the notifications button to make sure that you are aware every time a video of mine goes live. So that's how you can get in contact with me, spainspeaks@gmail.com, or on the socials. And people that have sent me through information in recent times, thank you very much. Now, chat section. Let's see what's bubbling away in that chat section. I saw a super chat from Marcus, 5 from Marcus. Thank you very much. I was in the interior of Murcia yesterday, pretty warm, although Murcia city itself was insufferable. +1 for Pepe Phone. I'm a Pepe customer for 15 years. So Pepe Phone was one of those ones that doesn't have a lot of complaints. Mark is happy with Pepe as well. And Digi, which is my company. Not sure if it's in every part of Spain, Digi, but I think it would be in most of the regional capital cities. I think it would be. So check Digi out as well. I get a good deal. Unlimited data on one of the two lines that I've got. My son has a data plan as well, but limited, because he can get a bit out of control with the data, can my son. But a good deal, I reckon, for $49 I think I pay, so just under $50 for and a high-speed internet connection which works well when I'm in Madrid. Works very well. So I recommend Digi, and I'm not getting any type of kickback from that company, but I like them. Barbara coming in from Playa Flamenca. 30 degrees there today with thunderstorms forecast for Wednesday. So some rain on the way, just in time for the public holiday on Thursday. I think it's a national public holiday. It's a public holiday here in Portugal as well on the 15th. So just before the public holiday, some rain coming in. Erica's coming in from muggy Terrassa in Catalonia. For the moment, not going through a heat wave. The humidity is the big problem. Hope everyone is having an enjoyable evening, enjoying some calamares a la romana and wine, is Erica. Thanks, Erica, for that. Good to see you again. Andrew, valued member, coming in here. Good evening, Stuart, and all from an uncomfortably hot 34 degrees Celsius in London southeast. Yeah, I thought it was hot in some parts of the UK today. I also saw a comment here from Wales. I'll get to that in a minute, where it's also warm. Henry coming in from Rota, down there in the south of Spain, Cádiz. Always do my exercise listening to you. You're very interesting. Thanks, Henry. Let us know what you're doing down there in Rota. Maybe related to the naval bases down there. Don't know. Sani coming in from Basingstoke, roasting there, over 30 degrees. Stay cool, Sani, if you can. Stephen is the person coming in from Wales, valued member 227 yesterday there. Back to Malaga next week for 2 months. Can't wait. It's been 5 months and I'm really excited. Cheers. Thanks for that, Steve. I thought it wasn't that long that you were in Malaga the last time. 5 months? Wow. I thought it was back in maybe in April, May, but 5 months ago, long time. Or maybe April and May is 5 months ago now. Let me do some maths. It probably is. What else we got going on here? Hot in Oxford as well, according to Janet, valued member 2. Indoors all day with the curtains strategically shut in rotation. There we go. Hot in Oxford. So a stinker in some parts of England and Wales today. High flyer John coming in also from his part of the UK. 33 there. Time for a cold one. All the best. What's the beer of choice today, John? Cruzcampo like last time, or Madrid, or Estrella Galicia? Let us know. Paul Gerard coming in from Germany. 31 degrees there. Hot. Heatwave all over Europe by the look of it. Jose Antonio coming in from the hell that is Ciudad Real. So hot there, no doubt. Hot there. Greetings from the Netherlands. Sunny there in the Netherlands. Not hot, I don't think. Or maybe it is, but it's sunny according to Kema. Nowhere to run, says Jose Antonio, to hide from the heat wave, as Martha and the Vandellas said. That's going back a long way for that song. Probably there's half the population on the planet don't even know who wrote that song or sang that song, I should say. It's incredible. I don't know whether it's just the people that I know, but the younger generation seem to have no musical knowledge. I don't know whether it was because we listened to classic hits on the radio when I was growing up or whatever it was, but we seem to know who the groups and singers before us were, like the Motown and things like that. But I talk to some of the younger generations now and no interest in older music for whatever reason. Maybe they just haven't found it yet. Kema, 34, so it is hot there in the Netherlands. Yeah, more heat tomorrow, but enjoying it. Harry coming in from Edinburgh. Bought me a coffee yesterday, did Harry. Thanks for that, Harry, as I said before. Stephen coming in, hottest day of the year so far in Faversham, Kent, 33. Lovely. So enjoying the hot weather is Stephen. UK athletes get a lot of money from the National Lottery. An idea for Spain. Could be, Janet. I read the other day that the system in the UK changed just before, was it the London Olympics or maybe the one before the London Olympics? Can't remember where it was, 2008, I think. Was it Beijing, maybe? And they changed the funding system, and the UK has done fairly well ever since then at the Olympics. And I think they finished on the medal tally third this year behind the US and China. But when it came to golds, I don't think they were in the top 5. I don't think, but very good effort from the United Kingdom when it comes to medals. So maybe Spain could fund it a different way, maybe through the lottery system, perhaps. Could be a good idea. Alex saying stay hydrated and stay in the shade if possible. Scorcher out there. Absolutely, Alex. Good advice. Bronny's coming in from South Wales. Hottest day of the year there. 34.8 in Cambridge. And even made the evening news. Only 21 in South Wales. So cool there, but hot in Cambridge. Wow. Paul Gerard is off to Cantabria soon. So hoping that the weather cools down before then. I think it will, Paul Gerard, but again, don't quote me. Pat coming in from Galicia, very hot there apparently. I did read that Galicia was hot, and we saw somebody yesterday telling us that it was very, very hot. Andrew, I think it was, up in La Marinha, very hot there. Qui, is it this? Or I'm not sure how to pronounce this one. How am I coping with the heat? Well, luckily where I am, it's not hot. I'll put that out there. The reason I come here is because it never gets hot, so I don't have a problem, Key. But if you're on mainland Spain, or if you're in the interior part of Portugal, but here on the coast, it doesn't get above 23, 24 degrees Celsius, ever. What else? Amarinha is still hot, hot and humid, very sticky. Feels like thunder soon. So hot yesterday and today there in that northern part of Spain. Osawacket coming in from Oregon, 25 degrees Celsius there. Jonathan coming in from New York. Recently bought a house in Spain. I think we saw Jonathan Wright in Valencia. What else? Marcus, we saw Pat regarding over tourism is saying that a local restaurant owner was interviewed saying that people are consuming less in restaurants as a result of being in vacation rentals with kitchens. There we go. That's obviously what people are doing. They're going to Airbnbs that have kitchens and deciding to cook their own food, not going to restaurants where they'll probably complain that they would be overcharged at a lot of places. So yeah, people going to the old Lidl or Aldi or the local supermarket and taking the food home and cooking it themselves. And it does work out to be a lot cheaper, especially if you're forking out on expensive accommodation. If you can get the meal situation taken care of, it can be a huge relief on your wallet. Waxing Miracle coming in from Cricklewood, London. Too hot to make candles today. Thank you very much. Probably melt before you could get them done. Eric has had a very bad experience with Movistar and Vodafone. Happy with Yoigo, another one of the companies that operate in Spain. Yeah, Movistar and Vodafone are the two companies that I've had the most problems with as well, Erica. To be honest, Movistar is obviously belonging to Telefonica, the former state operator, and they've got a fairly extensive network and power in Spain. And the other companies do quite well. Yoigo, one of the ones there. Kema, there's an American lady who keeps buying houses in Pego. Soon there'll be no more houses left if she keeps going on like this. She'll be the mayor of the city. Thanks for that, Kema. Roland coming in from Minneapolis, coming back to Marbella in 4 weeks. Hope all goes well with that trip, Roland. You enjoy your time there in Marbella. Mary coming in from Peñíscola, small beer at the moment between $2.50 and $3.50. There we go. Small beer, that price? Wow, that's expensive. Peñíscola in Castellón. Don't even think you'd pay that in Madrid, Mary. Are you talking about sitting outside on one of those terraced areas or inside the bar? Expensive. What else? Good on you, Stu, for explicitly stating that Dan's comment was a joke, as some people in the comments take things literally when you were clearly joking. Kids on the bus. That was my experience last week, of course, as Alex is pointing out there. My joke didn't get through to everyone about the kids on the bus that were left there by their parents on the Valencia urban bus route. Parents hopped off for some reason. Kids were left stuck on the bus. And I told them that they should have rung the bell and got off at the next stop. But they're only 3 and 5, maybe not sure of how the buses work in Valencia. Some people didn't get the joke, so that's why I did explain it, basically, right? Ross coming in from Valencia. Been a while, including Australia. Awesome. Thanks, Ross. Good to see you back. Ross, of course, formerly of the United States, now residing in Valencia, and had a trip to Australia, as we can see. DLO, we need some less extreme dramatic titles, please. Well, you're not going to get them because YouTube has millions of videos going up every minute, and if you want to stand out, you've got to do something right. And YouTube is constantly telling me, DLO, that you need to up the game when it comes to thumbnails and titles. So, sorry. And it's all related to the content. That's what I explained the other day. What was the title today? Something about extreme. Well, the weather's extreme in the north of Spain. That's related to the title. So it's not really that far off the mark. Leonore coming in. Hello. NVN time, tea time, I think there. Regards from South Tyrol. NVN, a valued member, of course, with the star next to the name. Ted asking for likes. Thanks, Ted, for that. Eric is saying the beaches around Barcelona up to the Costa Brava are only invaded by tourists. Lots of Spaniards as well. Aren't only invaded by tourists, I should say. Lots of Spaniards as well. We went to the Supi Ampuria Sea area where most were from Barcelona and other Catalans. There we go. Mike coming in from Alberta, Canada. 30 degrees there. What else? Let's have a look. Usually they're in January to March, then back in October. So that's right. Yeah, going back those months there. I thought it was a bit later, Stephen. Forgive me for that. I got my times mixed up. Renan coming in from LA. Joan coming in from Vashon Island in Seattle. Was in Madrid for the month of July, caring for her grandson. Looking forward to retiring there sometime next year. Thanks for all the Spanish news, Drew. You're welcome, Joan. Hope you had a good time in Madrid, looking after the family, and obviously with a child living in Spain. Inside the bar, says Mary, getting charged that for the beer. Wow, that's expensive. Are there no cheaper prices? I think in Madrid you pay that. I'm always under the impression that Madrid's the most expensive city in Spain. In Madrid, I don't think you'd pay more than €3 for a doble. And the prices that you put out there before were only for a small beer. So, wow, I'd hate to see what they're charging you for a doble. Coffee time, says NVN. Coffee time. Bit late for me for coffee, but not for the Portuguese. They drink coffee all day long. In fact, I've never seen people drinking so much coffee so late in the evening. It's unbelievable. You go into a coffee shop here, I'd be having something, another type of beverage, but the Portuguese are sitting down drinking these little beaker coffees, which are basically, in Australia, we call them a short black, espresso coffee, if you like, and they just drink them coffee after coffee after coffee. No problem sleeping, I don't think. Now, that's the end of the live stream. I've run out of chat content to go through there, so I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a pleasure as always. Back again on Wednesday with another live stream this week. I'm breaking the normal routine up a little bit because I've got some travel things that I have to do. So tomorrow I can't, but more regular content. Hopefully tomorrow morning I'll get a video together. Thursday morning I'll try to get one together as well. So another live stream on Wednesday. Hope to see you then. Hasta luego, hasta entonces. Adios. Bye-bye.